Good morning. It's Sunday, the something of July in 20 something, and it's still quite early. It's a quarter to 11, which, if it's a Sunday, that's early, isn't it? Let me just check on the global time zones. Watching behind. 2:45 in the morning on the West Coast. And a quarter to 6 in the morning on the East Coast. So you never know. We may get some of our American friends popping in at some point. It's early, but not as early as it was for me when I woke up. I hope you're well on this fine Sunday morning. I'm actually streaming in 4K 60, or at least I'm giving it a go. Not that I plan to do it very regularly. In fact, there's no huge advantage between 4K and 1440 on most people's TVs, and if you're looking at anything less than a 4K monitor, about 2 feet from your face, you wouldn't spot the difference from probably 1080 anyway. But having said all that, I thought I'd try it. It's an experiment, and to be fair, credits to William, Stadia Pro Gaming, because he's now streaming all the time in 4K, because he can with his brand new super duper PC rig. I've always had the capability, but I've never really seen the point. But we'll give it a go today and see how it goes. And if it all fails dismally, then that's tough. Right, so Stadia. Haven't really got any plans in terms of what we're going to play, but we've got a ton of games that we could play. We could give CyberPunk another go, actually, because I think it's 4K on Stadia. Plus, I desperately need to progress that little game. Let's do it, shall we? So that everybody can laugh. Yes, look at that. Resolution 2160 actually does say that. So we'll give that a little go. Don't laugh at me, because I've always struggled with Cyberpunk, and I don't know what it is about the game, but I do find an issue with it, and I don't know why. It's just the way it is. So hopefully the game audio won't be too loud. And I know my mouse isn't currently there because I'm hovering over the audio settings to make sure it's not going to blow my ears out when it does kick off. Ooh. Ooh, that got scary quickly. All right, let me see. Right, I don't think that's too loud for you, but it is too loud for me. Just to fill you in on a little bit of tech background, you guys are hearing my voice filtered, so I'm taking out any background noise and any echoing, only because I've got windows and things open to try and cool the room down, and you don't want to hear all the stuff going on out there. So you're just hearing me filtered at about a half a second delay. So if you do see any sort of slight out of synciness on the lips, that's what it is. I'm listening to me exactly as I would be hearing myself in the room, so it doesn't cause me any issues. Let me just check that audio. You're slightly lower than I am, which is good. Visuals are at 4K 60. So you're in for a dynamic visual treat today. Thank you for popping in. I know there's at least one person there. Wave at me. You don't need to say anything. It's Sunday. You may be in bed. You may be in bed looking on your phone and thinking 4K, that's a total waste for me, Rokk. And I wouldn't disagree with you. But any road up. Let's have a look. Press continue. Cyberpunk. No, we want to continue. Trouble is, I play it so infrequently these days that I have to remind myself how to play the darn thing every time I fire in. At some point, I was going to do, and I may still do, I was going to play with Stadia Pro Gaming, who was going to show me the errors of my ways. But I can't be bothered. Let me know how it's looking to you guys. I am more concerned that there's no lagginess or frame drops. I'm not seeing any as far as the system is reporting to me. Dre, my good friend, the first chat of the day. How are you, my buddy? I bet it is absolutely melting where you are. I know it's going to get quite hot here this weekend as well. What do you mean? You can't say that on a Sunday morning. All right, who is this dude? I can't remember where I left this game. So hopefully the audio of the game is not too much. And there's no lag visually. Let me know though. Because, as I've said, trying it out in 4K 60, which is fairly hefty, looks good to me because I'm not looking at the live stream, and I'm not doing that on purpose because the key thing when you're pushing it out at this kind of res is not to overload the CPU. It's only showing a 2% overload at the moment, so that's all good. But equally the GPU. So, yeah, let me know how that is looking and sounding. I'm over on the other side of the screen because I've moved the game. Oh, I'm using everything I've got here to accommodate 4K because I'm using my 4K monitor. That means I have to look across like this. Oh, is it? Wow. Because it's about, what is it, about coming up to midday for you? 10 to 12? So yeah, I guess it's morning time. It's going to start warming up big time for you soon, isn't it? Yes, good point, mate. So by this point in the game, for most people that have played it, they have augmented the heck out of themselves and they've got all sorts of amazing abilities, but I'm just useless. Load last checkpoint. No, that's exactly my point, Dre. Most people, as I see it, you're either looking at this on your TV, in which case you might have a 4K TV, but if you sat 8 feet back, you wouldn't notice a difference. Or you're looking on your phone, which is, most people wouldn't see the difference between 720 and 4K. Or you're looking at it on a gaming monitor, and most people don't have a 4K gaming monitor. In fact, the average is still 1080. So hence the reason it's no great advantage, and why I don't normally stream in 4K. But I am today because I'm temporarily pushed across, maybe permanently, to Streamlabs instead of OBS. The Streamlabs does have some deficiencies, I should say, over OBS. There's a limit to, for example, you can't install third-party plugins unless they are in the Streamlabs plugins library. But these days, I don't tend to use a lot of third-party plugins. But what really got me excited about the potential of Streamlabs is that they are beta testing. I think they call it a collab feature. Essentially, you know, when I'm doing my shows and I've got the other guys, and they're all with their cameras and microphones. Well, they're looking to bring that into Streamlabs. Now, of course, they already have it in Melon. So I'm interested to see what the advantage is. I suspect that they will make it a premium only option, in which case it's of no interest to me, because quite honestly I will use and continue to use Melon for... Whoops, lost my gun. See if I can get a headshot. Why is he shooting that way? Unless he's decoy. But if they made it a free option for the free version, then there's some advantages to it. For a start, your Melons of the world only do 1080p. I like to stream at 1440. That's my default when I'm using OBS, because it gets that sweet spot quality that is good, really good, high quality for every scenario, and it doesn't put a massive overload on the system. Plus, the way that Melon works, same as all of those streaming apps, is dynamic bitrate, which basically means that even though it's supposedly 1080p 30, I don't think they go as high as 60, they tend to chop and change depending on what's on the screen, on the bitrate. So you can see a certain level of frame drops on smaller video elements on the screen. As you can tell, I'm not much into this game. So, for example, if you ever watch any of my Melon stuff and I'm sharing a screen, if you look at the cameras on the left, we sound okay. There's no issue in terms of choppy audio, but you will, if you look carefully, see that there's a few missed frames on the cameras, and they do that to optimize the bitrate. That's okay for Melon, you know, it works for them, it doesn't work for me. I want everything to be crispy. So if they bring the full-on hosts and co-hosts camera option to Streamlabs, I'm interested. Now, I've signed up, it's a beta, which is why I'm not 100% sure that it's not going to be a paid-for solution once it comes out of beta. And knowing Streamlabs, I would be amazed if they didn't do it as... the trouble is, I don't mind paying for premium, but they're £20 a month for no advantages for me whatsoever. So we'll see. And I have a lifetime subscription to Melon. I've always felt, though, that there is a bit of a... there's a bit of a dichotomy, if that's the right word, between... oh, that's what I was after, some of these grenade things. Between Streamlabs and Melon, in as much as it kind of feels like it should all be one product. I think, but I don't know, that the reason for that is that Streamlabs a while back sold to Logitech. Obviously Logitech are the guys who do webcams and stuff. And prior to the sale, they launched Melon, and I suspect because they wanted to show a diversity of products. If you've got more products, it's going to make you more worthwhile because you've got more IP and not all your eggs in one basket, so there's a value differential, which I think is why they did it. Now, over time, I have said that with Logitech on board, I'll be amazed if they don't sort of pull it all into one service. Because ultimately you are going to get economies of scale savings if you're not having different management, marketing and production teams. So I think with the... what have they done? Recently they brought out the multi-stream option for Streamlabs, but you can only have one account per stream. So I could go out to Twitch and I could go out to YouTube at the same time, but I have two YouTube channels that I like to switch between, and to have another channel, even if you're not streaming to them both at the same time, you have to have the premium solution. And that's why I think they'll do the same thing. Although, thinking that through, given the multi-stream model, they'll probably go down the road of saying you can have, guess, 3 co-hosts for free and 10 if you pay. So the free option could still be valuable for the sorts of stuff that I do. We'll see. But my system should be able to handle that without any problems. And if it allows me to go out at 1440-60, with obviously more animation options and switches between overlays and stuff that Melon gives me, then I could see myself happily switching. This guy's hacking me or something. I've got to get past this freaking boss in order to continue. So let's see what's going on. What did that just give? What is that even? Everybody that I know has completed this game, and it's one that it's kind of sat on my backlog for so long. Oh no, removed shotgun ammo. Let's see if they do anything. I don't even know what I'm throwing at the dude. Fundamentally, there is nothing wrong with this game at all. It is me. It is purely the fact. Will he continue to beat me up if I come out? The reason I wanted to go to my settings, although I don't think, there we go, is because this cursor movement controller movement seems way too fast. Vertical sensitivity. Let's take it right down. Equally, zoom sensitivity. Take it down. And close. Let's see if that helps. Actually, it was probably zoom sensitivity that was the problem. I could really do with some sort of a melee option here. Run out of bullets on most of my weapons. I don't think you can... Let's get the old stimpy thing up. I don't think you can switch weapons in a battle. But we'll see. We don't need to. I don't think we should, with this thing, be able... There's a real chemical smell, by the way. I've got the windows open. It's like some kind of an industrial detergent that I can smell, which is a bit off-putting. It's not massively unpleasant, but it's pungent. I'm keen to look at how this looks. I'm looking really for frame drops. There shouldn't be any. I'm not getting reports of any issues. So what temperatures are you struggling with at the moment, Dre? Let's get out of the way of this dude. I'm really not sure what that is. Can I see if I go to my menu? Inventory. Char incendiary, and that one's equipped, but it looks like it's out of stock. Oh, I can change weapons. That's interesting, but I don't have it. Oh, can't you manufacture crafting? Yeah, so you can't. I think you can manufacture bullets and stuff, can't you? Plus, if I switch over to something else, it's probably not going to have any ammo anyway. Shotgun was out of ammo. What about a power assault rifle? 248's a fairly good, higher level than that pistol thing was anyway. Let's give it a go. Where is the dude? Oh, right there. Oh, are we doing damage? Oh yeah, I can see it now. I was wondering where I was seeing the damage. We ought to give ourselves another one of these. Oh, we can do this. Depending on what he does next, or she. Oops. I could even do with taking that controller movement down and sensitivity down even more, I think. Or don't aim down sights. How many more of these have we got? Oh, 84. Wow, could keep going on this health malarkey. Tons of them. How many bullets have we got? Oh, loads. 610. Ha! This is the way. This will get it done. There he is. Look, invisible, but not for much longer. About what? 4 more bursts? 1 more. Ought to do it. There we go. Go for that. Raven Anime. Good morning, happy sun to you. And Steve, how are you, my friend? Not sure if it's me getting old, but I have to adjust every time. I know, sorry. Pika Pika, Ravene. Ravene, that's a good new name. Raven Anime. Yes, so good morning, happy Sunday to you guys. I know on the East Coast you're just waking up, and in the UK, We've got Jack in here. On the UK, it's just coming up to 11:05. So it's a good Monday. I am experimenting as always. This time we're experimenting in 4K 60, banging it out to YouTube. Hopefully, guys, depending on what device you're using, it's looking smooth and sounding clean. That sounded very Alan Partridge, but let me know how it's looking and sounding. Deactivate security measures. What is this? Oh, this is, one of those camera job things, am I? Wait for Takamura to make his move. Hopefully it's looking okay. Let me know. I thought I had. Okay, I have. I understand. One word from you and we can end this. It can all be over. Your safety is most important to me. And then we've got your, which is left and right, isn't it? Arigato. I know that's the only Japanese word I know, I think, other than Fujitsu and Nintendo. How's it looking, guys? As I wang the camera around like this, is it smooth? Are you getting any frame drops or lag? Keen to hear what you guys are seeing. I could always fire my phone up. I suppose I haven't really thought of that. Or I could go a step closer to even better than that and fire up my iPad. It's already fired up. Fat, what am I doing here? I should be doing this. While the fellas yip-yapping on there. Shit. That's not the language we want on a Sunday morning, is it? YouTube. Everybody has played this game and completed it but me. And I thought, what the heck, I really ought to be doing something. Right, here we go. So, let's go and see what Rokk's doing. There he is. Hopefully I can grab the screen. There we are. Let's choose the higher resolution. 1080 is no good. We'll go for 4K. Not that it matters, because it ain't a 4K iPad. True. Ah, so yeah, okay. But I bet you've finished it, though, Raven, haven't you? I, on the other hand, I don't even know how far into the game I am, to be honest. I thought I was fairly close to the end. Okay, that's looking all right, I think. Let me just whip it back on the camera to where there was loads of action going on. DD on the camera. Scrub it back. Scrub it back. Actually, that's looking... Flip me, that's looking good. Flip me, fellas. That's looking all right, that is. Brilliant. Okay, so if I come out of full screen, at the very least, I get to see the same chat that I've been seeing, which ain't bad. So there you go, 4K 60 is as smooth as butter. Oh, hang on, there's a big weaponry thing flying up there. Yeah, I don't know how far into the game I am. I thought that I was fairly close to the end, only to find... Somebody said to me, no, you're miles from it, which was annoying. Got the Stadia deal when it came out. Silky smooth, Steve. Thank you, my friend. Now, I don't stream at this higher level because 90% of people that watch my stuff are watching on a phone or other sort of mobile device. And those that aren't are probably watching on a TV. And even if it's a 4K TV, they won't be sat that close to it that they would notice much of a difference. So it's nice to do. But have you got it though, Steve? Oh, damn, I've got a hack. What have I got a hack here? Oh no, 55, 1C. Good. 7A, no more 1Cs. Let's go 1C, 1C. It's a fail. I never get these right. If I went 7A, where is he? 7A, 1C, 1C. There we go. We've got something. Uncommon quick hack components. But I don't think we need to do anything more here. Do we escape the parade ground? So we'll run this way. Yeah, have you got it, Steve? There you go. Raven's looking at it on his Google. Oh, look at him with his posh Google Pixel 6 Plus. Woo, nice. And yes, well, of course it can. It's got the full res, but to most of our discerning eyes, to be fair, we ain't going to see much above 1440. I mean, that's my sweet spot. That's what I typically stream at, 1440. It's a great little happy medium. Looks really, really good on everything. No, Steve. Well, Steve, I think it's out there at a fairly cheap price right now. In fact, I think you're going to see it. I don't think it's going to be long before you see it really discounted. But it's got to be getting on for over a year now, hasn't it? I think, isn't it December 2020 or January 2021 that it came out? Something like that. So it's definitely cheaper. Let's go to the street. We did all right there. I'm going to shut my iPad down because...
Yeah, for now. Lost your fucking mind?
Oh, excuse the swearies. I know it's not what we want on a Sunday, is it? My sincere apologies. There we go. Close that down. Looks good. Oh, I missed what Takimura said. Knock 4 times. On the ceiling if you want me. What's he saying? 900 meters in this general direction. What I should be doing, I just realised. Let's see. What I should do. I don't think you can move. Where's my... There it is. Sorry, guys. I just wanted to bring the chat over a bit closer to the other screen. There's that really weird detergent smell. It's quite off-putting. Oh, it's quite an odd smell. Not pleasant at all. It's not in the game though. I haven't got any kind of smelly vision option just yet. But it's definitely somebody is. It might be. I only live about a mile from an industrial area, so maybe somebody's. Oh, sorry. Who knows? I had a little play with Utomic earlier. You guys may have heard it bandied about, particularly recently when Samsung launched the gaming hub, and you may have wondered what it was. So did I. So I went in and subscribed. I was a tad disappointed. Not because technically there were any issues, but what I discovered was that actually the only cloud option with Utomic is via the Samsung TVs. Their actual main product is a game subscription service, which in its own right has 1,360 games, which is fairly impressive. But you have to run the app from your PC, and guess what? It installs the games, so there's no huge advantage. There weren't any mega games on there. You're not going to find GTA or Red Dead Redemption or, in fact, any Ubisoft stuff, which is interesting because they tend to be everywhere these days. What's he want? But the cloud option is Samsung TV only, and this is where it gets a bit disappointing because, one, they only have 100 games that are available if you sign up for the cloud option. So if you have a Samsung TV and you've installed the Samsung, or you fired up the Samsung Gaming Hub, which is a pre-installed option, pre-installed icon with the latest update. And you think, oh, give Utomic a go. You can subscribe to it from Samsung TV. I don't think there's a free option. There certainly isn't for the app. They do give you a 14-day trial, but I'm not sure if that exists for the TV. But the downside, 100 games, so less than 10% of what's available. Oh, see what's going on. I've got to start with loads of weaponry. Let me get this. That's because I was talking. 100 games, less than 10%, and they're not the best. I think what they've done is they've extracted out the games that are controller only, because a lot of the games on the PC are keyboard and mouse. Some of them they have kind of curated out the ones that are controller, but I think they pretty much are the only ones they've got on Samsung TV. Plus, it's more expensive. So if you subscribe for your app, it will cost you £6, €5.99. It's expensive, actually. More expensive for the GBP to euro. So it's about six or six, depending where you are in the world. If you subscribe to the cloud-only option, it will cost you an extra 2 of your currency to £8, €8 or $8. Can I still give him your reference code for 2 months of Pro? To whom? Sorry. I don't know that I've given anybody my... Hey, United Gaming Nation! What an amazing name. Welcome on this Sunday casual Sunday Stadia stream. Raven, what do you mean? Do you mean the one that you get in the top right-hand corner? I don't know if it's still there, but who were you thinking of me giving it to? To Steve? Because CyberPunk isn't in the Pro library. I think he just meant he hasn't got CyberPunk. How are you, Mr. UGN, or Mrs. UGN, I beg your pardon? I hope you're having a great Sunday. I also appreciate that. If I look at my time zones, it's 6:15 on the East Coast and 3:15 on the West Coast. It is 15 minutes past midday in Western Europe, 15 minutes past 1 in Eastern Europe, and 15 minutes past 11 in the UK. Although coordinating something complicated, does that mean in the great wide world or at this precise moment? Whoa, you're a United Gaming Nation. It's a bit like sort of a gaming god. I should imagine you've got lots and lots to coordinate. Sorry, Raven, what we use, the yep was which option? Steve, and Steve, you don't have a Google Stadia? Is that what you're saying? Or you do have Stadia, but you don't have Stadia Pro? Tell me. And I should go and have a look. I can go into pause, pull up my menu. I'd probably have to go to back out of the game, wouldn't I? I can do that, though, because you can always come back in. Let's exit the game. You should be good for 15 minutes. And then let's go to my home screen. So I've got the invite a friend option, if that's what I think you mean. Oh, UGN owns a streaming team. Awesome. We're the first team to broadcast 24/7 on YouTube. Wow. We've 11 different time zones, 21 nationalities with over 80 streamers. That is impressive, my friend, helping creators. You may or may not know, I'm actually an ambassador for the Exeter College Esports I was going to say degree, but I don't think it's a degree. It's a course anyway. And they are one of... I know there's a few now in further education within England, but they're certainly one of the best set up. And they're doing very well. They're winning awards. Their course is very much aimed, though, not at training people to become esports contenders like a lot of the schools in China, but to give you a kind of business grounding. So you come out with business admin and business marketing and a greater idea and concept of the whole kind of gaming and esports marketplace. But that's very impressive, my friend, and thank you for popping in. I am honoured. So Steve is a pro subscriber, just doesn't own CyberPunk. Yeah, but I can't gift somebody CyberPunk, can I, Raven? I mean, if I can, I will. Just let me know how I do it. But, I don't know. I don't know what you're saying. I do have to tell you, my friend at United Gaming Nation, that you have probably stumbled into one of the most casual and non-competitive gamers. My stuff is all about chill. But absolutely great to have you in, and thank you so much for popping in whilst you're coordinating your 24/7, 21 nationalities, 11 different time zones, and 80 streamers. That's awesome. I'm going to go and look you guys up as soon as the stream's over. I really appreciate that. Thank you. I tell you what I would really appreciate, if you got your 80 streamers to sub, I'd be a really happy bunny then. Oh, dagnabbit. I thought it was supposed to hold us in the game. Not that I'm that worried. So yeah, that's... I don't think you can, Raven. I think that I'm trying to think. Was there a cyberpunk option to? I know. I mean, you can share on Steam, right? Okay, not seen it on Stadia. I'm sorry, guys. I mean, if you let me know where it's likely to live, I'm more than happy to, because I don't think I've done it to anybody else. Good stuff. Well, you need my chill on a Sunday, UGN. It's important, I think, particularly if you're juggling as many plates as you are, my friend. Oh, what, for my casuality? You certainly wouldn't win any awards, though. You tell me, Raven, if we've got credits. Is that the kind of thing? Oh, that's the credits. Thank you. That's my Discord. Yes. Come along and join my Discord. I don't know if it actually is plugged. I don't know if I've plugged it in to Streamlabs because I am that casual. But if you check out the comments of any other stream but this one, because I need to do it post completion of the stream, you'll find all my access, and you can of course see me there as at Rockplay. At Rokk Show. Sorry, at Rokk Show for this channel on YouTube, and at Rockplay for my other channel, which is not all about Stadia. Yeah, so if you go, I can't, but if you do go to my main channel, which you're in, go up, look at any of the other videos, any of the more recent videos, and you'll see there, very, very top of the thingy bob, you'll see that information. Appreciate that, my friend. Thank you very much. More than happy to check you out, man. Additional content, I don't have any of that stuff going on. It's all installed, though, by the look of it. That's pretty cool. So, Raven, you could do Google Play Store gift card. Not competitive, so you would fit in great. Awesome. Thank you. You could do Google Play Store gift card. What, as a freebie? How does that work? Anyway, nobody wants to know, apart from you. No disrespect. Thank you for joining the server. Just spotted you popped up on the old phone there. It's a very inactive server, I'm afraid. But there's a few folk on there. It's only inactive because most of my efforts go into Twitter. That's where you'll find me pretty much all the time. But yeah, Raven, if you find out how to share or gift somebody a couple of months of CyberPunk on Stadia, then more than happy to do that, but I'm not sure how that works. Right, let's see, if we drop down there, lose a ton of health. No, now look, come on guys, no need to swear, it's a Sunday morning, and anyway, why aren't you in church? That's what I'd like to know. At the very least, on a Sunday morning, if you're not in church, you should be indulging in the missionary position. Alright, that's the end of him. So yeah, had a good old look at Utomic. I think it has potential, but right now it's more like a cross between Luna and one of the, maybe Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, but not, because they've only got 100 games. Stadia, of course, has got loads of games if you sign up for premium for Stadia Pro, plus you get the whole 4K thing, you get the old HDR thing, you get the whole 5.1 thing, and those juicy 6 games a month. Thank you, buddy. I will definitely have a look. Thank you very much for that, and I will let you know. So, Utomic is one to watch, but I'm not 100% sure what it is that they're trying to achieve yet. These doors are locked, though. I've got to get to the hideout, which is behind those doors. There's no other option, is there? There's street and market. We're on the street. That's locked. Let's try and go around the side of the building. The other side of the building. I've been really enjoying. Oh yeah, there it is. Actually, is on the other side of the building. I have continued to enjoy. What's it called? My time on Frog Island. I absolutely love that game. It's it's so basic, yet at the same time so much fun. So much so that I carried on playing it last night, unlocked a few things. There's a lot more to it than meets the eye. So basically, completed the main mission I completed in about 5 hours on good old Frog Island, only to discover that that's one of about 5 major missions. So the other 4 you don't have to complete, but they are there to be completed. So Raven says, do. So one way to do it is to add him to your Stadia family. I can't do that, my friend, because I have maxed it out with family. So I've got all my famille and my brother and his famille. So yeah, sadly not. Just, is it not discounted anyway? I thought it was fairly cheap. Best thing to do is wait for a mega deal and pick it up that way. There's so many games on Stadia Pro. For example, Frog Island. And the other one, which I've been playing, which I may go and play right now actually, because I'm not getting my head into CyberPunk. And I've got a long way to go for 500 meters. How long do I need to take somebody's bike? Let's get ours picked up, shall we? Where's that? Is that our car? Where's our car? There it comes round the corner. Go and buy it. What's wrong with you? It's I'm 90% sure that it's discounted at the moment, but if I was honest, and I am, I'm always honest. Is that my car or is that my car? This is my car. Let's get in the American side. There we go. I would say you're not missing a huge amount. There's a ton of good games out there. 25 in the USA. That's cheap. It will get cheaper than that, trust me. I suspect by Christmas it's going to drop down to about 19, maybe less even. All right, 250 meters in that direction. Hang a right, Rokk. I'm good at driving in America. It's one of my favourite things about going on holiday to the States. Dragon Quest, $19. Dragon Quest, is that one of those kind of beat 'em up games, or is it like was it like an RPG or something like that? Dragon Quest. Right, get out, butcher. Why is he not getting out, and why am I seeing my mouse on the game? There we go. Let's try that. One of these keys is kind of the same. There we go. Right. I have got so many games that I'm trying to get to in my little backlog. It's up there. Why did I come down here? It's got these stairs. In fact, I keep remembering games that I've started, and I'm a bit of a finisher. I don't tend to start games unless I'm going to play them through. But even Valhalla, which I finished a little while ago, there's still tons of side stuff. I've done all the DLCs right up to date, but there's still a ton of stuff that I ought to go back and do. Picked up Assassin's Creed Odyssey again this morning. That's huge. Knock once. Oh, flip, I forgot. I need to knock an amount of times, and I forgot how many. Uh-oh. Did it say? Ah, you see? Should have worked it out. They blew us up. RPG. I do like a good RPG. I've been playing Genshin Impact over on GeForce Now on PC, and enjoying it actually. It reminds me a lot of a much more involved version of Phoenix Rising, but they say it's closer to Zelda. Now then, hang on. 60 meters. We've got another 2 options now. Knock once, knock twice, knock 3 times. We did the once. So we'll try twice. 4 times, says Steve. Got so many. I've got so many I've got to get through. Yeah, exactly, Steve. It's very much the curse these days, isn't it? Because you've got so many gaming services. Every Thursday, I log into Epic and download whatever they've got for free. I then go and see if it's available on GeForce Now, add that to my library. And then, of course, once a month we get 6 awesome games from Google, from Stadia, for Stadia Pro. And then I've also got Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, and they bung a few in every so often as well. And my PlayStation Premium Plus, and they've got 15 or something, 9 or 15 new games coming up tomorrow. Ain't ever gonna happen, is it? It's literally like being a kid in a candy store. You just end up biting. Knock 4 times, said Steve. Let's give it a go. It's looking good, Steve.
Okay, come on.
Yes. Well done. Thanks for remembering that, my friend.
I feared they had a coach.
Ah, Mr. Gerard, or Garrard, sorry, bro, as I live and breathe. How you doing, Stu? Good to see you. Thanks for popping in. You don't need to be in any kind of Sunday best for my streams, mate. You know that. Oh, and Raven also has Humble Bundle. Yeah, you know what I mean? It goes on forever, doesn't it? Going to tell me what the review were thinking. All Oraska's looking for us. Which one should we go for, Steve? Should we go for that one?
Right about now, Hanukkah's the most
There's
famous
too many of them.
person
And
in
I see,
the
I don't
world.
mind. If I find a game I really like, I will give it a good go. But there's games that I bought, like CyberPunk and what's that? Susha Konami, whatever it's called, the Japanese thing. Tushushukaramami. And I still haven't finished them. Stu, I don't know what how much more of what's it called? Resident Evil did you watch on Netflix? Have you watched many more episodes? I thought it was 1 and 2 I loved. 3 was okay, but it started to wane. 4 and 5 I thought were... I'm now on 6. 6 is okay, but it definitely felt like it peaked at 2 for me. Why? I thought it was going to be a bit more mature than it turned out to be. You know, my big complaint about Netflix has been that most of their new stuff has clearly been aimed at the younger demographic. I said this on one of your shows and got flamed for saying it, but there is some older stuff on there, but all their new stuff seems to involve teens, and it's a little bit dumbed down. That not all of it, but some of it. Having said that, Better Call Saul. I take it back. But certainly in the case of Resident Evil. So I shall carry on. I intend to try and even finish it today because I'm keen. It has got me. But I just kind of feel there was some stuff. Continuity was a bit weird a couple of times. Hello, lady. I was there when Saburo... I was, I think. Your brother is the real murderer. Oh, let's just tell her. Let's just be straight up front with
He
her.
strangled your father. I saw it with my own eyes.
Yes. So that was my thoughts.
You must
That
be
said,
mad to think
I have
would
enjoyed
listen to
it.
such
I'm
nonsense.
enjoying it. I just kind of felt a couple of bits of it were a little bit sort of teen angst. Interesting to see Lance Reddick in a slightly different role to the ones he normally plays. He's had to really go outside of his emotional zone. He normally likes to keep a really, almost Clint Eastwood level of emotion in his acting, and there's been a couple of times where he's had to let it all go, and you can see how uncomfortable he is with it. You must be mad to think I'll listen to such nonsense. Got nothing to lose. I'm dying. I'm insane thanks to your relic. Corpo, hard to believe, I know, but I want to make you an offer. Yeah, no, let's just do that one.
I'm damn determined and got nothing to
But
lose.
it's all good. It's all good. I'm banging this out at 4K 60, so I hope it ain't looking too bad.
Now it's slowly killing me.
What's the weather like where you are, Stu? It's a little bit of cloud where we are. We are just outside the red zone down here, funnily enough.
It won't end well for me.
So it's probably going to get up to about late 20s. But I don't think it's going to be the madness that is predicted for
We can
the
prove to
East
everyone
coming up.
If only you will help her with the relic.
You know, when you, this little tip, general tip that this lady should have been told. When you're putting on your lipstick, don't hold the lipstick in the middle of your lips, because you will end up with a silhouette.
Did you hear that? Go and check.
Of course, you could stream using the basic stream from Stadia Pro, which would push it out at its highest level, but you wouldn't get the camera. And I found as well that many of the games doing it won't even allow you to use audio, which is freaking annoying. Check the hallway. Whoops. Cutscene. Saving. No, not that word on a Sunday. Oh, dear Lord, forgive me. Oh, this is family viewing. I've now got to go and tell Stadia, YouTube, that I've either got to lie and say it's a humble, wholesome stream, or I've got to tell them that was some sweary words. Right, let's get the hell out. Talk to me, chat. I'm not 100% sure that the chat's working anymore. Let me fire up my my pad from the eye. Just have a look. See, make sure that I'm not missing out on your wonderful chattery. Where is it? Ah, show chat. Aha! Stuart's arrived on my screen as well as on my iPad, so I can't complain anymore. I've still just seen the first episode, buddy. I was catching up with Ms. Marvel last night, which was pretty good. I'll plough in. Yeah, I'm quite keen to watch Ms. Marvel. I wanted to watch it with my eldest or my youngest, and neither of them were keen. They've obviously not played the game, have they? Oh, it's young Johnny. But, you know, I'm not a massive Marvel fan, mate. It's, you know, I've got to be honest with you. It's, I don't know what it is. I was always a DC Comics boy myself. A lover of my favourite character of all time, Superman. So all the other fellas are pretenders to the throne in my book. And it got really ticked me off when Superman suddenly gets made a villain and is kind of like easily destroyed by other mere marvellous mortals. But no, it's all 2000 AD was my tipple of choice as a small boy. In fact, I remember buying the very first edition, the very first edition, which I possessed for many years until, along with bundles of hundreds of 2000 ADs, and edition 1 of Blake 7 comic, they all went up into the loft in my mum's house. Which, by the way, if you collect comics, never do that. My brother, who used to be a leading firefighter, told me that they will combust over time if you leave them in a plastic bag in a loft. Which I didn't know. Any road up. I did that. It was worse than that, guys. They didn't combust. They didn't yellow and fade in the sunlight. They fell foul to my mum, who found a bag of old magazines and comics in the loft and thought they should be thrown out. So that was my cryptocurrency hard drive lost in the rubble moment. And I wouldn't have sold them anyway. It would have just been nice to have them. I do miss my 2000 AD. They eventually got bought, didn't they? I'm trying to think who it was who bought, who it was originally. Who used to publish it? I remember it was Tharg. Tharg was the editor. Most of you are like, what the hell is he talking about? 2000 AD is still around, though. Judge Dredd is probably the most well-known character that fell out of the comic. Obviously, Sylvester Stallone had a bit of a go at a film version. The later one was really good when he's in an apartment block and he's got to make his way out. That was an awesome movie. I can't remember who it was, but I think they eventually sold it. So not too hot in Suffolk, but I'm bracing myself for the Heat-ageddon. Oh yes, oh yes. By the way, I think it's a fairly long latency on the stream. You can't, YouTube won't let you stream 4K with low latency, so it's probably good, maybe even a minute of latency here, which is why it might be taking a little while. Yeah, did you see that guy? He was like, oh yeah, are you sure your progress will be lost? I actually put no earlier. I don't know which of those is no or yes, because that looks like it could be yes, but it equally could be no. Do you see what I'm saying here? If I had a little cursor that was next to it, because I accidentally chose to restart the game when I fired this up earlier, and then I thought, oh no, I don't want to restart it. I did quite well progress-wise, and then it got me to this screen where you don't really know. You sort of think that's no, but it could equally be yes. I don't know which is yes or which is no. I did know thinking it was that one, and it took me back to the beginning of the game. Let's have a look. I don't want to start again like this. Let's get out of there. Let's go and do it again and see what happens. Yeah, because you're closer to east, aren't you, Stu? If I remember rightly. I know Ipswich rings a bell, and that's kind of Suffolk way, isn't it? Which is right in the middle of the old red, if I remember rightly. Yeah, I mean, like I said, when we were on holiday a few weeks ago, it was it went up as high as 40. Certainly we were wandering around their kind of central town at 36, and 36, it was hurting my head. It was almost like it's cooking your brain. So yeah, 40, 100-ish, just stay in the shade. We don't have aircon, you see. This is the thing. A lot of people in hot countries are like, see my point here. So purple is clearly, there we go. Purple is the chosen indicator. That's good. So hopefully now we'll go straight in, unless it's reset us, in which case it's going to be down to memory. But this is a pretty cool game, actually. As far as I got with it, which was shifted through, it was pretty cool. Let me just select the screen. I want to make sure that find help at the diner. Hang on a minute. This has started us at the beginning, I think. No, it hasn't. We're good. We're good. So, interesting little game. You are existing between two realms from memory. So one is a bit spooky, and the other one is kind of where you are with elements of spooky. I'm trying to remember now. No, don't be doing that again, mate. So, which of these? Find help at the diner. Yeah, it does get hot in my man garage, Stu, because it's a garage. I mean, I did have it converted so that for an office, so half of it is kind of clean. It's not bare walls, but it has the window. We took out the garage door, replaced it with a big double glazed window unit and a glazed door. So the sun's kind of coming through. Where we live, we are south facing, I think. So the sun is on the garden. It's on the front of the house in the morning, back of the house in the afternoon, which works really well. But of course, in the morning, I get a lot of heat come through. There's no insulation, and there may be a little bit of insulation between the kind of boarded walls and the brick, but because this computer, and there's two monitors, there's computer kit, there's a camera, there's other stuff pumping out heat, so it just stays in the room. So at the moment I've got two windows open, or two halves of the window, and the door is wedged open. So it's okay. It's not massively awful. I'm not sure what the temperature is. I've actually got a clock in front. I could press a button and it would tell me, but I'm not sure. I would say it's probably about 20, mid to late 20s in here. Probably not as bad as it is out there. This is very dark. What did it say I needed to do? Find help at the diner. Oh no, you don't want to go into the dark. I remember now. You have to stay in the light. So that means that we possibly need to find something. The thing about this game is that it's one of those where nothing is highlighted. So anything that you need to find to do anything, little cockroaches, you need to kind of move your cursor over it like that. Little box. Can I set fire to the box? What happens if I drop it there? No. No, 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 no. I don't think... oh yes, of course. I was just thinking to myself, well, there's not much point doing this, and then I thought, no, of course there is. We need to clear the space to make our way through. Whatever it is that we need to be doing is bound to be in an area that is blocked off. Now, as I've said, we can't walk into the dark. If we walk into the dark, those really weird alien creatures jump at us. Now, what I did do the other day, which is a bit cheaty, but I do it a lot with games that kind of dark and atmospheric, is turn up the brightness. I think you can. Rendering, is it post? Here we go. So if we turn up the brightness and the gamma level, it's going to look a bit rubbish, but it will at least allow us to see what's going on in the dark. So about there. I think it's just you and me now, Stu. Everybody else has disappeared, mate. Exit to main menu. No. Resume game. Here we go. Is that any better? Yes, it is. Look at that. I wasn't seeing this in the peripheral vision before. And it'll probably be even lighter for you, I think. Because, of course, depending on what you're looking at the stream on, it's not going to have the constraints of my monitor setup. Just to let you know as well, I'm using a filtered microphone, so it's taking out any ambient noise. The reason for that is that with the windows and stuff open, I don't want you to hear cars going past and fan noises and all that kind of malarkey. We did well, we got through here. Hello anyone, damn, no one's here either. Where is everyone? We've got a jukebox. I haven't seen those for a long time. Disappearances continue. Fear rises in Dormont as yet another resident disappears. Lloyd Eldridge, 62, was last seen leaving the post office late in the afternoon. Nick Abbott is 62. He's one of my favourite broadcasters. Does late night LBC, 10 till 1, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. He is just brilliant. So funny. You can pick him up on podcast as well. Now then, I'm glad that... let me just come over here because I just spotted... There we go, look at that. You can see the game clearly. Awesome, Stu. And your chat has just arrived. Hopefully you can see that as well. Yeah, 4K 60, and we've upped the brightness so it makes it a little easier. This is just bilge, so we can move on. Do you have to do anything at the jukebox? No. As I say, we need to stay within reasonable light. Anywhere that's pitch black, the nasties come out. Let's go into the kitchen. Pizza boxes, of course, standard graphic. Bartov Ragaz. So, as is always the case in these games, that will be someone that had something to do with the development of the game. You can always tell. It's clearly not an iStock photo. So it's either the main man of the studio or developer or designer. Either way, it looks like it was built, designed, created in Eastern Europe, which is very much the case these days. Poland, Ukraine, They tend to be Romania, tend to be the main areas these days. I don't want anyone going home alone at night while these disappearances are left unsolved. Lock the door when you're closing the diner and call me if you need a ride. I will do. So how's life with you, Stu? I hope you're well, my friend. Have you concluded your Great Ormond Street, your Gosh, gaming for Gosh? Is that all done with now, or are you still doing it? Hope you got at least to the total. That's interesting as well that to hear your story, that you had needed them when you were very young. That's quite sweet. Not sweet, sad. Of course it was sad, but you know, it's nice that there's a connection there. Shut that door. Right, so we've done that. It's one of those games where you just have to move over everything to determine if you need, and anything that you move over I think has relevance, so it's not just graphic candy. Oh, stairs. And watch out for those weird eyes staring at you. Unatrix! Which do you prefer, Unatrix or Unatrix? Because I always want to get it right if I can. It's probably Unatrix, isn't it? Don't know why I thought Unatrix. So Unatrix. Library heist. An unaccounted number of paintings and art craft pieces were nicked. So we are pumping out at 4K, but the game is definitely not 4K. I think it's 1440 stream, but I'm not sure the game itself is. Now you can see their eyes there. You see the little fellas? Ah, good. Almost 50% to target. Awesome work, my friend. I'll push that out on Twitter again for you later. So we can't go in here. We need to switch on a light. And there's one. I was going to say, there's often one just inside the door, and they then disappear. Oh no, the bulb's smashed. Well, we ain't going back in there then. That light switch won't work anymore. That was good. We could have got quite far into there, couldn't we? What just happened? Oh no, I closed the door on myself and locked myself in. So even though you can see a light there, if you go for it, you're dead. And then we have to start. There's a mini kind of roguelite aspect to this game. If you die, you go back to the last sort of major point in the game, which is annoying. There's a locked door here, which means there's a key somewhere. Okay, well, it'll be how it comes out of my mouth on that basis, my friend. Unatrix or Unatrix. It'll just be how I feel on the day. So, yeah, you guys, because you're relatively new to the stream, I was saying earlier that I gave Utomic a run for its money earlier. And this is it's got kind of new kid on the block, although actually it's not as new as you think in terms of cloud streaming. And it's sort of come to prominence recently because the Samsung gaming hub on all of the newer Samsung TVs has Utomic. That's Utomic, sorry. Utomic well, not installed, but it's there as one of the options. So I think you've got GeForce Now, Stadia, and Utomic, and people were like, Utomic? Who that? Turns out, interestingly enough, not as impressive as I had hoped. So when you go to their website, it says 1,360 games, and you think, Christ. And then it's £6 a month, and you can buy an annual pass, and you can gift it to people, and it all sounds good, but once you dig, you realise that that's actually their game subscription service, not the cloud service. Their game subscription service requires that you download and install the app on PC only, although there is an Android version. I'm not 100% sure yet what that does. There is a 14-day free trial though, so that's what I did, an unfettered trial. But you do have to install the games if you indeed go with the 1360 game option. So that's no different really to Ubisoft's PC option or Xbox's PC or PlayStation's PC option in truth, except they're not great games. There's some good ones on there, but not great games. They sort of push the fact that they have AAAs, but it's debatable. I'd also say, though, if you do go down the whole Samsung TV route, which is absolutely an option, that is what they're calling their cloud gaming. Don't think there was anything here. Fire escape stairs. So there's a fire escape. We'll go and have a look at that. There's a little cluette. Yeah, so their cloud gaming option, which is, as we've said, purely on Samsung TVs, sadly, that only has 100 games on it, so less than 10% of their actual output, their library. And I think that's because they are curated for controller. So in other words, on their PC app, oh, I need to get to the library. There has to be someone there. But I need to get to the rooftop first. So their PC app, as I've said, 1360, but you've got to install them. And only some of those are 100% controller. And so that's what I'm guessing. They've moved over to Samsung TV. Over there, they've got some recognised games. They've got the sort of Metro games, you know, Redux 2020, 2033 or whatever it is. They've also got this thing that I'm playing here. I think that's over there. They've got a bit of a deal going on with Wired. So Martha is Dead and this game they've got, and probably older ones of theirs as well. So yeah, but the downer is that, is it a downer? The PC app is £6, or the subscription to download games via the PC is about £6, €5.99, and I'm guessing it's probably similar in dollarage. But the Samsung TV is $2 more, €2 and £2 more. So it's about 8. So that kind of brings it in line, just slightly cheaper than Stadia. Now they are adding new games to their PC library, so it's possible that they will be adding more to the streaming library, at least when they are fully controller compatible. But from my point of view, if you've just got yourself a Samsung TV or you've updated the OS and you notice, take care Stu, thanks for popping in, my friend, really appreciate your time. Does anyone have a recommendation for a dedicated cloud gaming handheld that isn't Steam Deck? Cloud gaming handheld, yeah, your phone. Just get the controller that you bolted into. I don't really see any point in buying a separate device, or get yourself something like the Amazon Fire tablet, which is relatively cheap, and you've got a bigger screen, and just rig it up with a controller, a Stadia controller or another controller of your choice. A cheap PS4 controller works really well. Yeah, there's no point in buying a dedicated handheld, I would say. Not when your phone does the job. Yeah, so anyway, there you go. There's Utomic, my experience. I was going to do a video, but having kind of got to it and realising that I had to install the game and stuff, and it wasn't as exciting as I'd hoped it would be, I sort of lost interest, really. But I may do. I'd have to do the whole audio thing again. So this is the downside of this game. A little bit like the Froggies, Frog Island, in the sense that it's a lot of walking around, a lot of checking everything twice, trying to find how you solve a fairly straightforward clue. Some could argue that that's just a way that a developer makes a fairly mediocre game playable. What game is this? It's called Those Who Remain. It was one of the Stadia Pro games that came out for July. This is, I'm not sure how far into the game we are actually. It's a few hours in, but it is one of those where you kind of walk around until you stumble over something that helps you to solve a clue. Now what we do know is it just told us we need to get up on a roof. If we walk to the library without any form of illumination, we're likely to get hoiked by the enemies. And I don't think there's a fire escape here. And there's no jump, so you can't climb up on anything. There's the enemies. Just saw them there, faintly in the distance. There's light. You've got to stay in the light, otherwise the enemies take you out. I'm just going to try. Oh no, there's one. It's fairly close. So if we go into this dark area, yep, there's some eyes. As we get closer, they're becoming more obvious. See the little pinpoints of light? They're the nasties. They only live in the dark. If you're in the light, they can't be there. And to get to the library, which is what we need to do, we need to illuminate this area. And that sounds like we need to get up on the roof of the diner. Probably there's a floodlight or something. To do that, we need to find... well, there's some great ones, Unitrix. This one and My Time on Frog Island are my two favourite ones. There's some other good ones as well, but they're just not my kind of genre. But I know Rokk Book, people have been absolutely raving about Rokk Book. So if the kind of card-based gameplay is your thing, then you'll certainly enjoy that. So I'd definitely give them a go. Just set yourself 30 minutes to have a little run through. They've got Worms, Weapons of Mass Destruction. That's a great game. Again, it needs a bit of work, a bit of time putting in to make sure that you understand all the controls and the options and things, but certainly great to have in the library. Could really do with unlocking that door. But there's no obvious item. Who leaves a full sandwich? Nothing on these chairs. Nothing down here. There is the trolley, shopping cart, but can't set that off. You can't move the shopping cart. We can go so far into here, but there's the nasties, and they've blown the bulbs, so can't go too far. There's kind of a similarity between this and My Time on Frog Island, but only in the sense that they both sort of walk around, find clues, solve challenges. Only this one is in the dark, and there are nasties to be had. And Frog Island is not in the dark, and there is no enemy per se. Let's check all the drawers. I just want to actually brighten it even more. Yeah, definitely. I definitely recommend it, my friend. It's resume game. We got there in the end. There are some couple of really good titles this month. I mean, arguably they all are, but from my kind of gameplay style, there's definitely a couple in there that I've been enjoying. I finished Frog Island. Took me about 5 hours. I say finished. I completed the main quest that shows the credits at the end of the game. But there's actually quite a bit more to the game. There's certainly somewhere in the realms of one of these, I'm sure, makes you Pressing all the buttons here. Get to the library, get to the diner rooftop. Keys, you'd expect a key to be in the till, but there's nothing there. Yeah, there's, you can complete the game as far as the main mission's concerned in 5 hours, maybe even less. If you you watch some of my streams, where I've done 3 streams for Frog, I think. But you're going to need to spend at least double that, maybe triple that, to complete the other missions that are in there, the other quests. I don't think, unless we can unlock the top floor, I don't think there's anything more in here. See, let's just check the bins. As I've said, you need to kind of cursor over everything for it to tell you whether or not there's anything worth exploring. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so we can't go this way. You can see here the enemies much more clearly now. Beefed up the gamma. You can actually see them all the way around. So if we move anywhere close to them, we're dead. It's a bit dark, but I'm going to assume it's the same deal. Deal? Deal. 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 What about here? How far can we go? Well, only as far as the car. Same there. Look, we can see them right on the edge of the truck. And they're in the dark here as well, so we can't go to the back. So the only way to the roof is via the locked room, which means somewhere around here there has to be the key. Well, it's not going to be any of those kind of standard assets. And there's a limit to where we can go outside in the perimeter of the building. So it's not out here, as far as I can tell. So, oh, hello. Wonder why it suddenly looked really dark. And that brings us back into the diner. Doopy doo doo doopy doopy doo doo doopy doo doo doopy doopy doo doo. Be doobity doobity doobity. So it's likely that, what's that down there? Is it a shadow? It's likely that the key is in the room that we can't enter, and the way to the upstairs is in the room at the top that is locked. It's definitely worth go. Oh, hang on, what's this?
Why is this coffee? How are you meant to order food in this place?
Don't think that was a clue. Yeah, well, if you've got a Stadia Pro subscription, then you may as well make use of it. If you don't, then obviously you can come back and go as often as you want. Right, this is the door that we obviously need. Oh, it's okay. So it's a roof loft, I guess. Probably locked from above as well. Now, there is an air conditioning shaft I wonder if we can get up into that. The entrance there. No, it carries on over here. And then disappears into the kitchen. And then, oh, it's a vent here. That's no use. Nothing here is selectable. Yeah. Well, we can have a look outside, I suppose. But that one just goes outside. And then that one goes to there. So another reread of this quickly. Oh, the door when you're closing the door. Right, okay, didn't say anything. So I'll have a quick look around the back again. See if we can see where if there's a vent entrance. The answer is no. What about this truck? Now we can't go beyond the truck, but can we get to the door? No. Just thinking that we could maybe drive the truck up to the edge of the cafe. Fail. Now, the thing is, if we go and have a look at that roof hatch, there's no key, so we ain't unlocking it here. It has to be done from the roof. Which means we probably have to get through. I know that holding down the left trigger makes him run. I was fairly certain that there was also a sort of an options thing, like he had a lighter at some point. I wonder if we can see the controller options. Move, look, menu, pause. Run is L2, action is A, throw is B, and objective is Y. So yeah, there's not a great deal there. So look on the keyboard, see if there's any more there. No. Same. Oops. Dagnabbit. Burglars by climbing through the emergency fire escape stairs. But we can't. Also, we still can't get through here. So that's the where the truck and the bins are with the fire. I wonder if we need to do anything with that. Let's run there for speed. Round the side. So where was that then? Could have sworn. Can't move this. Move that box, I think. But that's not great. No, we can't. Oh, can climb up on top of there. Right there is... There's the window. That's the... that's where we were just now. That's the room underneath the basement. And I think... Do not block this window. Keep clear at all times. Ah, so we've cleared the window. Aha. So there should now be light, or at least sufficient light, for us to see what it is we're supposed to retrieve. One hopes. Yes. Clear that out of the way. And that one. And that one. Everything out of the way. And be careful. That one. No. What's that? Key. Ta-da! Awesome. Well, that we can't go in here, but I don't think we need to. It was literally all of that was to find that key. Okay, let's clear these boxes and go back upstairs and see if that will unlock the hatch. It's a bit weird because there was no obvious keyhole, but anyway, we'll see. Ta-da! Right, stay in the light. This looks like a light, which shines down to there. Let's make sure there's no any nasties around here. What's that? Is that... No, I don't want to walk off the building. And that would be walking off the building. It's a traffic light, I think. Hey Martin, just popped by to say hi. Have a great stream. Well, here we have vacuum cleaning day. Wow, must be a massive house if it takes you a whole day to get the old cleaner on the job. Off, on. That's literally all that it's going to give us. It's not going to get us very far, but at least we've opened the roof hatch now, so that's a bonus. Down we go.
There has to be someone in the library.
I need to get inside that building. Right. See how far we can go. Actually, a lot further than I thought. But that's the edge. Oh, we should be able to go over to here. Oh! Wow, look at this dude. Let's hide from that searchlight.
Shit, what in the world is that thing?
Well, it's not really in your world. Is it moving? Whoa. There's a lot of light there. Oh, it's the car.
If only I could reach the fire escape stairs.
It's seen me. Right, fire escape. Let's watch the pattern, because that's essentially what's going on here. It's going to be timed, isn't it? It is a big home. Awesome, my friend. An abundance of space and wood. Why shouldn't you have a big home? They seem to be... I thought I was going to go backwards and forwards, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Fire escape. Plus, we don't know whether this thing will... Oh, there it comes. It is doing a circuit. We don't know whether it's frightened by light as well.
If only I could reach the fire escape stairs.
More developers. They just can't help themselves, can they? Where is it? There it is. Hey Victor, how are you? Long time no see, my friend. Hope you're keeping well. On this fine Sunday. Stay in the light. Right, so we've unlocked an obvious antagonist, I beg your pardon. Oh, he's seen us. Dagnabbit. Victor, just as you've arrived, I'm departing. I'm sorry. I've been streaming for an hour and 40, and it's now my lunchtime. And because I'm on kind of a keto diet, I do need to eat at my set times. Otherwise, my blood sugars would disappear. But there you go. We've done a bit of CyberPunk. We've done some of this playing of Those Who Remain. It's all good. Chilling, good stuff, my friend. It's good to chill, particularly when it's this hot. Let's see, we've got anything new in the store. Always like to have a little peek before I kick out. Of course, Outcasters is now free for all. It was a pro game, which is why it says claimed, but now anybody can play it, which is really good. Thank you, my friend. You keep cool as well. Absolutely. New releases. Now, I do have... Let's see. Some of these in my library already. So I've got Rabbids and Far Cry 3 because they're in the Ubisoft Plus library. I want to give the Outriders 45 minutes trial a kick at some point as well. That's the World Slayer. The problem is you probably have to completed the game in order to experience it, and I never played it on Stadia. Looking forward to Skull and Bones. That'll be free in the old Ubisoft Plus as well. Anyway, there you go. You have been watching a Stadia Sunday stream with me, Rokk, in 4K, 60 frames per second. But don't get used to it. It was a one-off. I was experimenting and it worked. And that's truthfully all I wanted to discover. Normally, we go out at the old 1440 60, which is more than enough for anybody. But I've been trialing Streamlabs because of a new feature that's coming, and I thought I'd pump it out at 4K for the sheer heck of it. Hope you've enjoyed it, and sorry those of you that just arrived and are thinking, oh good, it's Rokk, and oh no, there he goes. If you're new to the channel, please do subscribe. I promise if you hit the bell, you won't hear any more from me, but you'll get this kind of content, and sometimes even more entertaining for your free pounds, shillings and pence. Plus, hit a like, tells the whole algorithm thing that you like this kind of content, and it'll suggest something like it again to you. So it's always worth doing. That's it. That's all I've got to tell you, really. I'll see you guys. I might be streaming again yesterday. I'm trying to stream every day across my 2 channels. Excuse me. And so I may be streaming again later. If not, then I will definitely be streaming tomorrow, and Rokk Show will be back on Tuesday. Take care, everybody. See you soon. Have a great Sunday.